Hello and welcome. My name is Preacher. And today, yesterday, we got some big news. Now, it has been rumored for a long time that the Horizon developers, Guerrilla, have been working on a Fortnite-styled multiplayer game. That's been rumored for a long time. And honestly, I never really paid it any mind, but this honestly gives credence to that other God of War 2D game they're making, possibly. Because it's, in the rumors in the same camp. So I guess where there's smoke, there may be fire. But we got this reveal randomly yesterday. Right after the Nintendo Direct. So I guess Sony, not to be outdone, they dropped this. This is Horizon Hunters Gathering. Gonna take a minute to get used to that name. When I first saw it, I'll tell you, I'll be very straight up. I was like, ooh, this art style, man. I don't know, dog. Like, it feels like almost like this should have been the at least art style wise when I first looked at it, right? I'm like, this should be the mobile game, and the other game that's like super high res should be the console game, right? But, honestly, for me, the game look only goes so far, you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm a guy who liked Concord, so the game's look doesn't hold as much, sway to me as the gameplay. And honestly, once it gets going, man, I think this shit looks slick. Like, look at it. It's not exactly the DreamWorks. It's still, but you got really expressive movements. I thought that was hilarious. Like, I'm watching the trailer with you guys, but I think that especially once the gameplay really starts and you see that, oh, okay, you got these different classes and you guys are kind of like teaming up. It's almost like a Apex. You run around the map first and gather, or I guess people are likening it to Elden Ring Night Rain, whatever the fuck that is, but they're likening it to that. And you go around the map and you power up, and then towards the end you fight a big monster. You come together as a team and fight a big monster. That sounds cool to me as somebody who has never heard of Elden Ring Night Rain before and would have no interest otherwise. I think like this looks way cooler to me. And people say that this is like a Fortnite style. It's like a Valorant, like Western animation is more legitimized than ever right now. So I don't see the hate on it. I see people saying that they should have went for the anime style because, Sony's a Japanese company, but Guerrilla's a Western dev. Like, this makes sense. And this game has story elements to it. I guess I would expect it to be some short form story elements. This is a primarily multiplayer game. But it just really kind of is weird to me that, I just see people immediately, and I'm almost happy that this is happening with this game before Horizon 3 comes out, because now motherfuckers just hate Horizon for no reason, bro. Again, it's kind of the PlayStation thing where it's just the vibes is off. Horizon is one of the most beautiful games this gen. The world is super deep and dynamic, not dynamic as in you can change it. I should say it's deep, and the stories told within the world itself with the design, because you're in a post-apocalyptic world, so you're seeing where battles were fought and where like sometimes you're just in like people's offices and stuff, and like it goes deeper than that, but those things really stick out to me, and the way that they crafted the open world for Forbidden West specifically, even with as huge as it is, as beautiful as it is, it's really handcrafted top to bottom, and it feels good to explore. They let you explore sea to land, you know what I mean? Combat, you have I don't know an open world game except for now Neo. Shout out to Neo 3, we up. But there's few open world games with as deep combat as Forbidden West offers. You know what I mean? The monsters are super sick. So all that to say, Horizon as a franchise, I feel like is overhated. And now people can't wait to hate on this. To the point where they're like, oh, I guess we'll be waiting on Horizon 3. Where if this was an announcement for Horizon 3, I know motherfuckers would be like, oh my God, Sony, another Horizon game. Like, holy shit. To be fair, they're pumping out a lot of Horizon. I seen graphic and it's like 6 Horizon games. Like, all right, guys. Like, I like Horizon, bro. But it doesn't feel like that many games because they're really so different. It's 2 main games, the VR joint, this now, and like what, Legos? Did anybody even play that? I didn't play it, but I do admit it's a lot of Legos. It's a lot of Horizon. It certainly is. But look at this. You know what I mean? You have different. It's like roguelike elements. Every time you go in a run, it's a little different. They have different weapons. You can change. You can pick a character with that abilities. It like kind of like if you guys play Marvel Rivals, Deadpool. So you can be the same character but different classes. So that character but a healer, that character but a tank, that character but DPS. You know what I mean? And the abilities change with that. That's sick. That's sick. And that gives a huge level of customization, you know what I mean? Customizability. You got a little homies area. You got a couple maps. You know what I don't expect? And this is the thing. I think gaming discourse, of course, is dead. And I think people have to think in terms of, well, this isn't going to be the next Fortnite, so who cares? And the hope is that the people making it and Sony themselves don't think that as well, right? I think this could be a game that holds like a decent 50 to 70 concurrent, maybe 100,000 concurrents, you know what I mean? If it's really good, like top end, 100,000 concurrents is where your brain should be at. And then be happy if you maybe get more. But you can't create these games thinking that they're going to be Fortnite. You simply can't. You can't create this game thinking that it's going to be Monster Hunter. It's simply not. But you can create this good game and hopefully a large audience comes to this. Like, look, this is like a raid mode. You go into dungeons and you do puzzles and this is cool. This is cool. And I think when you get this moving on something like a PS5 Pro, I think it's gonna look great. It's gonna look like you're in a, Western animated film with your boys hacking up a monster. The more I see of this, the more I'm convinced that it's cool. You know what I mean? You guys are just, or not you guys, but a lot of people are just saying it's not. It's like the Horizon hate. It's like, yeah, this sucks. Why? Because it looks good? Because it plays well? Because you don't like the characters? If you don't like the characters, that's a legitimate thing, right? That's okay, none of these characters visually appeal to me. If that's a huge draw to you, like, you know what I played yesterday? I played Overwatch because I see them having some humility taking down the 2, and I'm like, okay, let me see what they're talking about. I went to their character screen, and none of the characters appealed to me. And I think for the first time, I was like, okay, hold on, I kind of get it. But at the same time, like, I still played, right? I was still willing to play and still willing to try. Now, I bounced off of it because Marvel Rivals is more for me. It's a third person as opposed to first person. And I feel like, I don't know, the movement feels tighter to me. Don't cook me for that, but it feels, or maybe I'm just more used to it at this point. But yeah, I definitely fell off because of the feel of the game. That's why I was like, okay, no, never mind on this. You know what I mean? I was visually deterred. I was. But it's the gameplay. You guys got to play these games. And that's what's so sad about all this, the hate train. It happened with Concord. It happened with Marathon. It happened with High Guard. And now where I'm seeing people purchase tickets to board the hate train here. You know what I mean? And it's like, You guys don't even give these games chances at life, bro. You really don't. And it's like, and again, it's not about, if you don't want to play the game, I'm not saying you have to play every game, but when you organize this kind of hate just based off of a game's like look, you know what I mean? We at least gotta let these games come out and say, okay, does it play well? Is this fun to group up in? This just looks fun to group up in. I can almost guarantee my group of 3 homies is gonna be, you know what I mean, playing the fuck out of this. This looks great. I think it looks good. I wish people would verbalize like critiques outside of the art style. You know what I mean? Just like with Horizon, really verbalize your critiques if you have them. But until then, it just sounds like hating, bro. It just sounds like motherfuckers can't wait to hate. But those are my thoughts on Horizon Hunters Gathering. I'm very excited about this. I joined or put in an application to join the playtest, so expect a stream on the channel whenever that drops. They said the end of February, so yeah. And I think this will be dropping sort of soonish, right? You got to think before the summer. You got to think, I was telling my boy, a bunch of stuff is going to be rushing out in the first half of this year because everything wants to get away from GTA. So we about to get fed. Hey, y'all get your overtime hours in because there's going to be games to buy for certain. Speaking of, I got to go up and enjoy some Neo 3. So I appreciate y'all stopping back in on the pews. My name, as always, is Preacher. And I do so hope to see you back here on the pews.